Hello guys, this is Total War Master here, thanks for stopping by. And today I'm bringing you guys some Napoleon Total War online battle. I believe this is our 14th online battle. First off, I'd like to address a few questions that you guys are probably asking. How come this fat ass here hasn't uploaded any videos or Darth mod or anything like that? Reason being, guys, I've been pretty busy over the week. I haven't really had time to really upload or record any videos, so this one should be a good one. It should be a good, nice treat. And obviously on Sunday, I believe I can start getting another episode up. That should be episode 3 or 4. I think it's either 3 or 4. So that should be up on Sunday. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna actually real quick put this on slow motion so we can go over the army comps. I'm playing as Great Britain, so is my ally. When we're facing the Ottomans, who unfortunately disobeyed my rules, or at least one of them did, but oh well, we pushed through it. So I'm gonna be bringing a general staff, some Highland foot guards, about 7 companies of regular foot infantry, a 5-inch howitzer, 2 companies of rifles, 2 companies of light foot, a company of life guard, and that's about it for my army here. On my ally side, he's bringing 3 companies of light foot, I believe, 2 companies of fencibles, 2 companies of Highland, 3 companies of Highland, 5 companies of foot, some rifles, a 6-pounder horse artillery, and that's about it. I know I'm not doing too well with these army comps. I really need to put something on the screen to show you what they are. But on to the Ottomans, he's bringing some Safayi cavalry, some mounted seated cav, some Delhi horsemen, Nazam seated infantry, Beylik Janissary musketeers, more seated infantry. This is the player that disobeyed my rules. I said 1 artillery unit. Unfortunately, he bring 2, but we let it slide. He's bringing in some Janissaries, which, as the Ottomans, you're always going to have to bring, because they just look awesome and ferocious. Some Bashi bazooks, a general's bodyguard, and some Beylik Janissary grenadiers. These guys look pretty good. On to our other opponent. He's bringing some Saldair Guard, Delhi horsemen, Sathair Guard, Nazam seated infantry, Libyan, I don't even know, whatever. Some peasant levies, Palestinian auxiliaries. He's bringing a historic general, Imram Basha, so he's nice. Bringing some Azirs and some light infantry, and he's also flanking me with some more cav. So onto the battle. My immediate instinct for this battle anyway was to take the hill. I wanted to take the hill and have a little overlook of the town, so I can move infantry in here, and we're going to have my artillery get some good shots. Some fairly good shots on these guys. So, like I said, I wanted to have infantry and take the hill over here, so I can have them overlooking the town, just in case I need to send reinforcements down to the town if they get overrun by Ottoman invaders. So I set up my guys in strategic locations. Well, I wouldn't really say strategic. I just put them around, not really caring what happened to them. I was hoping that my artillery would, just decimate them, which is what was happening, but not at the rate I wanted it to happen. So I'm going to move up some foot, just so I can have a little bit of a wave breaker here, just in case he flanks me through the middle. He's going to start focusing all of his artillery fire on my rifles. My light foot are going to go ahead and start firing on these seated infantry. I didn't really want them to fire because only a few were going to get to fire, and I didn't want them to waste their ammo. So these guys are going to start running. So my guys are going to get off a few shots. Not very effective, but they'll get off a few shots. I pull my guys back, holding these guys back so they can't get back into the town and support this lone unit. I turned around my foot and ordered them to start firing as they were trying to chase down my light foot, which they did pretty successfully. But they are going to shoot at my light foot some more. Here, my foot guards, obviously, I wanted them to try and focus all their fire on these guys. I'm going to get my guys over here to flank them, just to keep these guys out of the town. I don't want any more troops than this getting into the town. So my guys are going to get off some fairly good shots. I'm going to get my guys in a square formation to hold the infantry charge while my light foot, I think, shoot behind them. So here we're gonna route these seated infantry. We're gonna start focusing all of our fire on these other seated infantry. These guys are gonna start running for the town. He's gonna run in his Bashi bazooks. Not a very good idea, especially since I have my guys in square formation. But I think they are going to eventually rout my foot units. So here he's going to send in some cement janissaries. I didn't want to do this, but I knew I had to save my rifles. I had to save them because otherwise there wouldn't really be anything to hold them back range-wise. So I just charged in my lifeguards and hit those cement janissaries hard. They're going to start running away in terror. So as you can see, the janissaries, the I'm going to take some artillery fire. The cedar rifles that were attacking the village before routed, and he's going to bring in some reinforcements to try and shoot down my lifeguards. So here he's sending in some peasant levies to try and take down my foot units. Now, I was pretty bummed out because I was gonna lose this. I think I was gonna lose this cav unit, but on the other hand, they were distracted with these guys, so it was the perfect timing for me to shoot them while they were in square. So there they go.
Our men are running, sir.
Yeah, so there goes my lifeguard. Only 3 survived. So here, my foot are going to start pounding on these levies and the rest of this seated infantry. Reason why I'm not focusing too much on my side, on this side, I don't want you guys to think that I'm being selfish, is only because there's nothing that's really going to happen, but there will be something that happens in this at the end, basically. I don't want to reveal that much anymore, so he's gonna charge in his seated infantry. I didn't realize how good these guys were at infantry, at melee. Apparently they're better than British, so they charged into my foot infantry and decimated them. He's gonna bring in some more peasant levies to the town. They were really intent on taking this town. Now, what I forgot to show here was that he charged his cavalry straight into. He was trying to take down my light foot unit. I was able to successfully get them back and put these guys in a square formation behind them. And then they tried to charge me uphill. That wasn't a very good idea. So they're going to end up costing themselves that. But they do end up routing. Here my guys routed the seated infantry. It's just the levies that are left behind now to fend off the British under artillery fire. So here he's going to send in the same seated infantry that took care of my foot over there into these guys. Now I will admit it, I deliberately charged them in there, only to see if they could maybe hold out. Now of course I didn't have the intent on giving them reinforcements, but... So he's going to move in the peasant levy to try and flank my foot.
Our men are running.
So these guys are going to go ahead and destroy my infantry, my light foot regiment. Now, foolishly, I moved in my rifles into this building. It wasn't a really strategic thing to do, although I do think they're going to get off a few good shots before they get in there. Yeah, they're going to get off a few, but not much. So here, I think they glitched out, or he just didn't press the run button, but I think he was going to charge into me, so I just got him into a square formation. Here I moved in my elite units, and they're gonna go ahead and start opening fire on the peasant levy. Here I put these guys here. I put these guys right just like that to stop the seated infantry coming from shooting at my guys. So naturally my rifles aren't gonna really hold out too much. They did do a good job at keeping this infantry regiment pretty occupied, so I could move up my elite guys and form them up here. So the peasant levies are going to retreat now.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Now at this point, both of my foot regiments are going to lose ammo, so I pushed forward, excuse me, and charged right into these auxiliaries. Which I have to admit, all of the Ottoman units in this game actually really look nice. They look really nice. So they're going to get off a few shots on my foot infantry regiment. But they're going to charge in there anyway and hit them.
The entire unit is dead, sir.
Yeah, so there goes my rifles unit. I diverted my artillery fire onto this house, but it didn't really do much. So like I said, taking the hill came in handy a little bit. I got my rifles into a good location so they can start sniping on these auxiliaries. So here I had these guys waiting, and it did what it did on Bloody Hill episode. It told me I had ammo left, but instead, right when I got them to shoot, it told me they didn't have ammo, so I was like, oh shit, here we go again. So I just charged them in, as I always did before, into these auxiliaries. So what kind of bummed me out a little bit was he now had a fair amount of control of the town, because none of my guys are literally in this town. They're on the outskirts. The foot guys right there are close to being in the town, but they're not really there. And like I said before, this town can be a good wave breaker when used like strategically. But my Ottoman opponent here didn't really take it into consideration that he probably could have won the battle if he might have taken the town. So here I didn't realize he was charged. I was multitasking. I think I was over there, moving up guys to counter these Azars and stuff. So he's gonna charge into my foot unit here, and my artillery is gonna start firing on these horse cav. So here I rerouted my elite units over here to try and put the hurt down on these horsemen, because it didn't look like he was intent on charging those two guys there. So we're gonna get a full attack on both sides here. We're gonna get attacked from here, this side and this side. Here I get my guys in a square formation, because then that's when he started hitting them. My artillery got a good shot on those horsemen, but they also kind of hurt my guys. Levies are going to die. Rifles are going to start firing in a minute, destroying these auxiliaries. So my guys in the squares are going to start destroying them, destroying the cav here. The Libyan are going to start opening fire. Not a good idea to take on my guys head on, especially in a head-to-head line battle. So he's going to send these guys in to basically die. They are going to break through my lines, though. I tried to get my rifles back as much as I could, but they didn't really make it. But I was able to get my foot infantry regiments into squares before they could really do any real damage. What really surprised me was that the rifles were able to hold out under that much pressure. I don't know if it was because they had the support of the foot infantry, but they were able to hold out. So here my allies' opponent is going to start pushing the fight. He's going to go ahead and start routing his fencible units with his deadly horsemen. Now, I think the plan for them was to basically cut me in half, like sever my ties with my allies, so I couldn't really help them out that much. Which did help a little bit, but not a lot, because as you can see, I started rerouting some troops to go help him out on his far right flank here. So he's going to move up these rifles here. And he's going to start firing down the seated infantry. Now, of course, slowly but surely, these guys are going to march up and try and take this little hill, if that's what it is, right there. These guys are going to start firing on the terrain. Now, he's going to charge his dragoons right into these Scimitar Guard. Now, these guys are the dragoons are gonna do fairly well against them, but they needed the support of my infantry, so that's what I was doing. So he's gonna charge in his Bashi bazooks right into his Highland foot. Not a good idea, especially when these guys are in squares. Okay, never mind. Probably should have left him in squares, but oh well. So as you can see, my infantry guys are going to start getting into position to fire. Well, actually, no, I take it back. They're not going to fire on the Scimitar Guard. I didn't want them to hurt my allies' dragoon unit, so I just had them fire on the seated infantry. So here his rifles are going to start breaking. His Highland foot are trying to hold the line against these Bashi bazooks, but it's not going to be enough. Same on this side as well. His Highland just broke. So here he has his foot and foot guards firing on these Janissary musketeers. They're going to start destroying his horse artillery too. We have the King's German Legion foot. I didn't see those guys. They're in hand-to-hand combat with the seated infantry here. Highlands are going to start. I honestly have no clue how my ally got through this. Highlands are going to start taking fire from these Bashi bazooks. So long here, my opponent basically exhausted all of his resources. He has literally no more troops that could even possibly break a few of my guys. So there's nothing really that he can do except for watch me take on his ally. So here's going to be a feudal charge. against my Highland foot. And then they're going to go ahead and rout. So I told him to watch out for the cav that was behind him. I guess he didn't really heed my warning. And so he paid the consequence. They're going to send in some mounted Nizam-seated cav, along with some Safai cavalry. He's going to hit the backs of these guys. I'm going to also slowly but surely move up my units here. My artillery is still providing fairly good fire on these guys that are marching up. So here we have his general gallantly trying to hold his men. He's basically good on this side. If he really wanted to do, like, if he really wanted to, he can move these guys like right here and box them in and shoot at these grenadiers. So the grenadiers are going to start fighting. I don't know how long these guys have been melee together. They're under the fire of rifles. The British Foot Infantry Regiment are going to start breaking the seated infantry. My guys are going to start firing on the seated rifles here. Perfect, perfect, just perfect. Of course, they're going to charge my foot. Now, I didn't get him into, I don't think I got him into a square formation. Oh, wait, yeah, I did. Got him into a square formation, but what screwed me up was they charged into my foot guard unit too. I didn't expect them to do that. And what's funny is the seated infantry was actually winning on both sides here. They were breaking my foot and my foot guard unit. So here's going to do a charge with these grenadiers. My ally is going to charge in his dragoons into him. The Janissary grenadiers are pretty much all that's left on this hill now that are still active and fighting, but that's not going to be there for long. So my ally is going to get these artillery crews back up and going again. Start firing on these musketeers. So, because I was losing the hand-to-hand combat here, I just had to get them back so I could at least try to salvage what I could and start firing on them. So here I was able to get him into a good square that time. A fairly good square. While they're firing on their own men's backs. So here you can see I'm moving up Highland. I moved up my general too because he was starting to take fire from the 9-pounders over there. So I did not want that to happen. I did not want him to die. Not this late in the battle. That would suck. So my foot guards are desperately trying to hold them back. He's going to send in his general's bodyguard, I think. Never mind, I take it back, he's not. So my Highland and his Highland met up finally. Turn off fire at will because I didn't want to hurt my foot guards. And what I did was I took them back just so they could start resting up a little bit more. So basically these guys are exhausted. The Ottomans and our guys are basically exhausted now. We just happen to have more firepower and more troops than they do now. So the battle was basically a sure win. So everything's going to start settling down now. that little pre-war win thing right there, you know, when pretty much we're at a standstill because we're both like really, all of our units are fairly tired at fighting and we all have to rest them up a little bit. So he's going to charge in some light dragoons. I think he's going to charge them into the seated infantry. I don't remember. So in one last ditch effort, my opponent is going to move in what's left of his troops. He's going to move in some Libyan Bedouin. I think he's going to move in the light infantry and the Azars. So we're basically having an artillery fight here, 9-pounders versus 5-inch howitzer. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it because there's not much that's going to really happen that's really interesting. These guys are just going to march forward and start taking fire from my artillery. Here he's going to move up his light infantry and his, I think those are Azars. So all that's really left of this guy here is just some Janissary musketeers, general's bodyguard, more musketeers, and a howitzer unit. That's about it. Now this guy here had a little bit more troops, but like I said, they're going to start getting hammered by my artillery unit here. So here he's going to move up his light infantry. He's going to foolishly move them up like really close, but I kind of did something foolish too. I didn't realize that my guys were hitting the terrain because I wasn't really focusing on it. I was just focusing on my howitzers getting good hits on these guys and the general. I wanted him to kill the general. So by the time I noticed, I was just like, you know what, I'm done. I just sent in my guys to charge. So yeah, there they go. They're going to start charging. They're going to try and pull back, but that's not going to really work out for them. I moved up my rifles to try and flank them a little bit as they're marching toward my howitzers. These Azars are going to start taking fire from my light foot. The light infantry are going to think they're going to run away. Never mind, they're going to keep on charging. So here I tried to get my guys to start shooting canister, but they didn't really do very well in canister. So I just got foot units to try and take these guys down, which they did beautifully. Here he had his general out in the open, perfect kill for my rifles. So I decided to start focusing all my rifle fire on these, what's his name? Ibrahim Basha. I guess. I don't know. My foot units are getting some awesome kills on his Bedouin. Some nice guys in the square. If they can do any real damage. I was still surprised that my 5-inch howitzer was able to, hold against these big columns of Libyan Bedouin. I don't know why I made that sound dirty. Oh well. So this guy's just gonna have a heart attack, I guess. So, just gonna have a little heart attack. So here my ally is gonna move up his men, and they're no. These are my guys. These are my guys. That's my bad. These are my guys. I moved my guys up to take him down. Now his general was running away.
We have killed their general,
And
sir. Now they
yeah,
must
I did not want that general to escape. I wanted that general to die. So I was like, oh no, you're not. You're gonna die. So I just had all my guys focus their fire on that general.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
So here all that's really left now is just some artillery. It's just their 9-pounders that are left and howitzer. So I moved up my infantry. Take them down. Now, obviously, they're going to come under really heavy fire from canister shell.
Our men
See
are
from a
running,
highland
sir.
here. But they're going to break anyway, and then the one over there broke. So, good game to my opponents, ASAP General Washington and Red Irish 93, and Hades Messenger. Y'all are really good players. I'm going to take fewer losses than anybody really did, but then again, I think my losses kind of outweighed how much I deployed. So, best unit by far here was my foot unit here with 204 kills. So, anyway, guys, just get a good look at that carnage and stuff here. Like I said before, Darth Mod Sunday episode should be up this Sunday. No more delays. There will be more videos going up. I think, if not, this one should be up by Friday, tomorrow, basically. But there should be one up on Saturday, and then we should get back in the groove of videos, basically. So anyway, guys, this is Total War Master signing off.